Now, the one other thing I'd like to do is just add this piece right here. Let's just tab into edit mode and maybe grab this edge loop here. And let's just press Shift D Y and move that over. And then we'll just scale it down a bit. And we can put that in here, something like this. And then we'll press EX, pull out, and then ES. And let's go ahead and merge these there. All right, so we have the basic shapes now. Let's go ahead and add a subdivision surface modifier and see what kind of work we're going to need to do here. We'll add the modifier. I'll turn on the cage. I'll increase the levels to 2. Let's go ahead and smooth this. And now we need to come through and add some edge loops to hold these corners, to hold these edges. So something like this, even though there is a fairly curved edge on here, we still probably need to go ahead and add something in here. And if we select these faces here with the circle select tool and then hit the I key, we can maybe bring this in so we can kind of control how curved or how sharp we want that edge to be. And then maybe let's add one here. And we should probably add one through here. Go ahead and bring this up, bring this forward like this. We could add a few in here. Let's maybe add 2 in here to begin with. There we go. That just allows these edges to not pull so hard. So let's maybe do this and add one here like this. There we go. And then let's take a look, see how we're doing. I think this part looks pretty good. This area here, we could probably add an edge in here. And once again, with the C key, select these faces, hit the I key, and bring these in so they tighten up that edge a bit. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then over here, we need to deal with this. Let's move this over. So I think what we could do is maybe add an edge right in here. Let's try that. Yeah, okay. And then I'd like this one to be a little bit sharper here, like that. Looks like we have one in here that we could work with, like this. Yeah, and then once again, interface mode, hit the C key, select all of these, and then let's hit I and inset this like this. How are we doing here? Yeah, okay, so the only other thing I can see is we've got this little point in the center here. Maybe we should try and get that. And to do that, we could just hit the I key again and bring this in. And then we could just select this one point and we just bring it out just a little bit there. And we're getting that polling here. We're getting where we can see all of these poles going into that one point. So that may not be the best way to do it. Let's select these faces here, and once again I'll hit the I key and bring this in just a bit, and let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. That kind of cleans up that area some. All right, so I think that's pretty good for the basic shape there. Let's now work on this ridge around where we've got these little extrusions and a screw there. Let's work on that. If we tab into edit mode, maybe we could add another edge back here, about the width of this, let's say. And then we could select this whole face loop, and let's duplicate this and pull it out a bit. So let's go back to the 3 key to the side view. And what I'll do is I'll press Shift D and enter. And then I want to scale out in the Z and the Y, but not the X. So I'll press the S key and then Shift X. And let's bring this out just a little bit, not a whole lot, like that. And then let's split this out as its own object. So I'll press the P key and split this out. And let's go back to object mode and then select it individually. All right, so if we tab back into edit mode, let's take a look at it. What I really want to do is add a few edges in here. And to do that, let's go ahead and take away the subdivision surface modifier for this object here. And then let's go through and add some edges so that we can extrude these pieces out. So let's go to the 3 key and let's figure out where these are. Well, it looks like I didn't make this part quite big enough, did I? But I think we can maybe take care of that by scaling all of this up once we're all done. But if we go to vertex mode, we can kind of see where the edges are. So what I'd like to do is maybe go to wireframe and then click and drag one of these, and then I'll hit the G key 2 times and kind of go out like this. So I have this area to extrude this out. Let's go see if we can find another one here. So it looks like we kind of need a new one in here. I'll add an edge here. And then let's hit G 2 times and go down to here. G 2 times and go to here, let's say. There we go. So we've got that face there for that extrusion. And then let's go up here. Here's another one up here. So let's grab this and hit the G key 2 times and move this over to here. It looks like, it also looks like there's one over here. So let's take this whole thing. Let's take these 2 objects right here and let's move them over and up a bit. Yeah, I think this can help right in here like this. There we go. Now we're getting closer to the way the reference image is. And then we tab back into edit mode, we can see we've got one here. And in fact, what we could do is just remove this edge. We could hit the X key or delete and dissolve edges here. So we just remove that edge so we have that space there. So we have our faces where we want to extrude these out. So let's go ahead and grab those. All right, so once again, let's use our individual origins right here, and let's extrude these out. Let's press E and move the mouse, and you can see how they're all going out in their own directions, which is what we want here. There we go. And then while we're here, let's grab these edges along here and here, and let's extrude these in so they connect up with the main piece. So once again, I'll go back to global, go to the side view, and let's hit E, S, and then Shift X to turn off the X-axis. And let's just bring these in like this. There we go. Okay. Now I think before we add the subdivision surface modifier, let's add maybe 2 edge loops right in here to hold this. Let's do that. Okay. Now let's go and add the subdivision surface modifier. And there we go. Okay, let's smooth it. And then let's add another subdivision, bringing the level up to 2. All right, so I think we just need to do a little bit of adjusting here. Let's add, first of all, an edge loop right in here and bring it up into here. And let's do the same thing over here. We probably will never see this side, but that's okay. And we can also take this edge and press G 2 times and slide it over. And this edge and G 2 times and slide it over along those edges. All right, and then we just need to go through and do a little bit of adjusting just in terms of the shape of these. I'll turn on the cage, and then I can just take this, just hit G and kind of move it in a bit. So these as well, we could maybe bring these in. So we can just do a little bit of adjusting here. And then we just need to add the little pieces here, these little cylinders. I'm not going to add the flathead screwdriver slot there. We're just going to put a cylinder in here. So if I take this face here and press Shift S2, now let's press Shift A, cylinder. I'll take this down to maybe 12 sides, and we can take it down to 0.01 and 0.02. Turn it in the y-axis, RY90. Scale it down quite a bit, and we can put it in here. And maybe we could actually take this and press ES, EX, ES, and kind of bring that out just a bit like that. So we get a little bit of a ridge on the back there. And if we smooth it, and if we take a look and turn on the auto smooth here, let's try that. All right, so now let's just press Shift D and duplicate and put these in here. Yeah, I think that'll work pretty well. I may have made the whole thing a little bit too thick, or at least this area here. I might want to say select this edge here, move the cursor to it, and then select all of these. I'll just press Control and the plus key on the numpad and move these back like this. And then I could change to the 3D cursor and scale here in the x-axis from that cursor. And so we can press SX and just move that back until we get it about the way we want. Something like that, maybe. All right, I think that'll work. We're making some progress.